Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sapadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitamscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shilakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Sapurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Abhidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Premna Vibijapradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavananam Balarka Chelanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shivaram Mareka Sharanam Yashishvara Sridharam Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna das Kavi Goswami with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Antya-lila, chapter 16. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes nectar from the lips of Lord Sri Krishna. Okay. Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanyam Krishna Bhavamritam Iyaha Asvad Yasvarayan Bhaktan Prema Diksham Ashikshayat. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who personally tasted the nectar of ecstatic love for Krishna and then instructed his devotees how to taste it. Thus he enlightened them about ecstatic love of Krishna to initiate them into transcendental knowledge. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Sri Advaita Charya. And all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. E Mata Mahaprabhu Rohena Nilachale Bhaktagana Sange Sada Prema Bivale. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus stayed at Jagannath Puri in the association of his devotees, always merged in ecstatic devotional love. Varshantare Aila Sab Godara Bhaktagan Purvavat Ase Koila Prabhura Milan. The next year, as usual, all the devotees from Bengal went to Jagannath Puri. And as in previous years, there was a meeting between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the devotees. Tasabar Sange Aila Kalidashanam Krishna-nama Binateho Nahi Koheyan. Along with the devotees from Bengal came a gentleman named Kalidas. He never uttered anything but the holy name of Krishna. Okay. Kali Mahabhagavat Teho Sarala Udar Krishna-namas Sankete Chalaya Vyavahar. Kalidas was a very advanced devotee. Yet he was simple and liberal. He would chant the holy name of Krishna while performing all his ordinary dealings. Kotuke te te hojari pashaka kelai Hare Krishna Krishna Kori Pashaka Chalai. When he used to throw dice in jest, he would chant Hare Krishna while throwing the dice. Raghunath das Goswami hoy gyati kuda Vaishnavera uchishta kaite teho hoy la Buddha. Kalidas was an uncle of Raghunath das Goswami. Throughout his entire life, even in his old age, he tried to eat the remnants of food left by Vaishnavas. Godadeshi hoy jata Vaishnaveragan sabara uchishta teho korila bojan. Kalidas ate the remnants of food of as many Vaishnavas as there were in Bengal. Brahmana Vaishnava jata chota borahoy utava vastu betaloya taratai jai. He would go to all the Vaishnavas born in Brahmin families, be they neophyte or advanced devotees, and present them with gifts of first-class eatables. Taratai Seshapatra Loyanam Magiya Kahanapais Tabe Rohelukaya. He would beg remnants of food from such Vaishnavas, and if he did not receive any, he would hide. Bojana Korile Patra Vetaya Jai Lukaya Se Patra Ani Chatikai. After the Vaishnavas finished eating, they would throw away their leaf dishes, and Kalidas would come out of hiding, take the leaves and lick up the remnants. Shudra Vaishnavaragare Jai Betaloya Emata Tara Uchishta Kai Lukaya. He would also take gifts to the homes of Vaishnavas born in Shudra families. Then he would hide and in this manner eat the remnants of food they threw away. Bunim Mali Jati Vaishnava Jadu Taranam Amrafala Loya Teho Gela Tarastan. There was a great Vaishnav named Jadu Thakur who belonged to the Buni Mali caste. There was a great Vaishnava named Jadu Thakur who belonged to the Buni Mali caste. Kalidas went to his home taking mangoes with him. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks, both Kalidas and Jadu Thakur are worshipped at a place called Shripad Bhati in the village known as Bedo or Baduyat. This village is situated about 3 miles south of the village of Krishnapur, the birthplace of Raghunath das Goswami, which is about 1 mile west of Bandel junction of the Board 1 line. Okay. Amra beta diya tara charana bandila tara patnire tabe namaskara koila. Kalidas presented the mangoes to Jadu Thakur and offered him respectful obeisances. Then he also offered respectful obeisances to the Thakur's wife. Patni Sahita Teho Achetana Vasya Bahu Samana Koila Kalidas Seredekiya. When Kalidas went to Jadu Thakur, he saw that saintly person sitting with his wife. As soon as Jadu Thakur saw Kalidas, he likewise offered his respectful obeisances unto him. Ishtagoshti katakan koritarasane Jadu Thakur kohetare madhura vachane. After a discussion with Kalidas that lasted for some time, Jadu Thakur spoke the following sweet words. Ami nicha jati tumi atiti sarvotam kon prakare korimu ami tomara sevan. I belong to a low caste, and you are a very respectable guest. How shall I serve you? Agyadeho brahmanagare analoya diye tahantumi prashad pao tabe amijiye. If you will permit me, I shall send some food to a Brahmin's house, and there you may take prashadam. If you do so, I shall then live very comfortably. Kalidas kohe Thakur kripa koramore tomaradarshane ainu mui patita pamare. Kalidas replied, My dear sir, please bestow your mercy upon me. I have come to see you, although I am very fallen and sinful. Pavitra hoinu mui painu darshan kritarta hoinu mora safala jivan. Simply by seeing you, I have become purified. I am very much obligated to you, for my life is now successful. Ekbansha hoy jadi kripa kori kora pararaja deho para mora matedara. My dear sir, I have one desire. Please be merciful to me by kindly placing your feet upon my head so that the dust on your feet may touch it. Takur kohe aichebat kohitena jujai aminecha jate tumi susagya Jnana Rai. Chadu Thakur replied, It does not befit you to ask this of me. I belong to a very low caste family, whereas you are a respectable rich gentleman. Tabe Kalidas Shlok Padi Shunaila Shuni Jadu Thakurer Bora Sukha Hoila. Kalidas then recited some verses which Jadu Thakur was very happy to hear. Name Bhaktas Chaturvedi Mad Bhaktas Shvapacha Priyaha Tasmai Deyam Datograyam Sacha Pujo Yatai Yaham. Even though one is a very learned scholar in Sanskrit literature, if he is not engaged in pure devotional service, he is not accepted as my devotee. But if someone born in a family of dog-eaters is a pure devotee with no motives for enjoyment through fruitive activity or mental speculation, he is very dear to me. All respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted, for such devotees are indeed as worshipable as I am. Viprad Vishad Guna Yutad Aravindanava Padaravinda Vimukad Shwapacham Varishtam Manye Tad Arpita Mano Vachane Hitarta Pranam Bunati Sa Kulam Natu Burimana. A person may be born in a Brahmin family and have all 12 Brahminical qualities, but if in spite of being qualified he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, he is not as good as a Chandala, who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmin family or to have Brahminical qualities is not sufficient. One must become a pure devotee of the Lord. If a Svapacha or Chandala is a devotee, he delivers not only himself, but his whole family, whereas a Brahmin who is not a devotee, but simply has Brahminical qualifications, cannot even purify himself, what to speak of his family. Aho bata svapachoto ghariyan yajivagre vartate namatubhyam te pustapas te jahuvu shashnurarya brahmanuchur nama rinandi yete. My dear Lord, anyone who always keeps your holy name on his tongue is greater than an initiated Brahmin. Although he may be born in a family of dog-eaters and therefore, by material calculations, be the lowest of men. He is glorious nevertheless. That is the wonderful power of chanting the holy name of the Lord. One who chants the holy name is understood to have performed all kinds of austerities. He has studied all the Vedas. He has performed all the great sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas, and he has already taken his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. It is he who is actually the Aryan. Shuni Thakur kohe shastra e satya kohe se shrishta aiche jate Krishna bhakti hoy. Hearing these quotations from the revealed scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, Jadu Thakur replied, yes, this is true, for it is the version of Shastra. It is true, however, for one who is genuinely advanced in devotion to Krishna. Ami nicha jati amar nahi Krishna bhakti, anya aiche hoy amai nahi aiche shakti. Such a position may befit others, but I do not possess such spiritual power. I belong to a lower class and have not even a pinch of devotion to Krishna. Tare namaskori Kalidas vidaya magila Jadu Thakur tabitara anuvrati aila. Kalidas again offered his obeisances to Jadu Thakur and asked his permission to go. The saint Jadu Thakur followed him as he left. Tari vidai diya Thakur jadi gari aila taracharana china jay tai bharila. After bidding farewell to Kalidas, Jadu Thakur returned to his home, leaving the marks of his feet plainly visible in many places. Se duli loya Kalidas sarvange lepila taranikata ekstani lukaya rohila. Kalidas smeared the dust from those footprints all over his body. Then he hid in a place near Jadu Thakur's home. Jadu Thakur gara jai deki amrafal manase Krishna chandre arpila sakal. Upon returning home, Jadu Thakur saw the mangoes Kalidas had presented. Within his mind, he offered them to Krishna Chandra. Kalara patuya kola hoite amra nikashya tarapatni tare dena kayena chushya. Jadu Thakur's wife then took the mangoes from their covering of banana tree leaves and bark and offered them to Jadu Thakur, who began to suck and eat them. Chushi chushi chusha anti velila patujate tare kaujaya tara patni kaya paschate. When he finished eating, he left the seeds on the banana leaf, and his wife, after feeding her husband, later began to eat. So here it says chushi chushi chosha anti. So chushi chushi means sucking and sucking. He's sucking on the mangoes. Sucking and sucking. Chushi chushi chosha anti. So he's sucking on the seeds. He's eating and he's sucking on the seeds. So when he finished eating, he left the seeds on the banana leaf, and his wife, after feeding her husband, later began to eat. Anti chosha se patuya kolate baria mahire uchishta garte felaila loya. After she finished eating, she filled the banana leaves and bark with the seeds, picked up the refuse, and then threw it into the ditch where all the refuse was thrown. So she took whatever was left, the seeds and the mango skins and everything, and she threw it into the compost pile. Se kola andi chokala Chushi Kalidas, Chushite Hoy, Premete Ulasa. Kalidas licked the banana bark and the mango seeds and skins, and while licking them, he was overwhelmed with jubilation in ecstatic love. So here, before we heard Chushi, as referred to sucking, and here it says the word chushe, which is, I believe, the same word referring to licking the seeds and skins. Emata jata Vaishnava Vaishe Goda Deshe Kalidasa Aiche Sabar Nila Avaseshe. In this way, Kalidas ate the remnants of food left by all the Vaishnavas residing in Bengal. Say Kalidas Jabe Nilachali Aila Mahaprabhu Tara Upar Mahakripa Koila. When Kalidas visited Jagannath Puri Nilachala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed great mercy upon him. Pratidin Prabhu Jadi Janadarshane Jalakarangaloya Govinda Jai Prabhu Sane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would regularly visit the temple of Jagannath every day, and at that time Govinda, his personal servant, used to carry his water pot and go with him. Simadvarer Uttaradike Kapatera Ade Baisha Pahacha Tale Ache Ek Nimna Gare. On the northern side of the Simadvar, behind the door, there are 22 steps leading to the temple, and at the bottom of those steps is a ditch. Say Gade Korana Prabhu Para Prakalane Tabe Koribare Jai Ishwara Darshane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would wash his feet in this ditch, and then he would enter the temple to see Lord Jagannath. Govindere Mahaprabhu Kairache Niyam Mora Para Jala Jaina Nal Loy Konjan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered his personal servant Govinda that no one should take the water that had washed his feet. Prane Matra Loitena Pai Sejao Antaranga Bhakta Loy Kore Konjao. Because of the Lord's strict order, no living being could take the water. Some of his intimate devotees, however, would take it by some trick. So Mahaprabhu ordered that the water that washed his feet, nobody could take that water, because Mahaprabhu is always showing himself as not as the Supreme Lord, but he shows himself as a normal person. So he doesn't, in his humility, he doesn't want anyone taking the water that washes his feet. So it says here, but because of the Lord's strict order, no living being could take the water. Some of his intimate devotees, however, would take it by some trick. Egdin Prabhu Tara Para Prakalite Kalidas Ashitahan Patilena Hate. One day, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was washing his feet in that place, Kalidas came and extended his palm to take the water. Ek Anjali, say Anjali, Teen Anjali Pila, Tabe Mahaprabhu Tare Nisheda Kaurila. So it says here, Ek Anjali, Dui Anjali, Teen Anjali Pila. So 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Kalidas drank 1 palmful, and then a second and a third. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forbade him to drink more. Atapar Arana Korea Punarbar Eta Bata Bansha Purana Korilum Tomar. Mahaprabhu wouldn't let anyone take that water, but he let Kalidas take 3 palmfuls of the water. And then when Kalidas kept his hand out, Mahaprabhu said, no more. Do not act in this way anymore. I have fulfilled your desire as far as possible. Mahaprabhu tells Kalidas it. Sarvagya Shiromani Chaitanya Ishvar Vaishnave Tahar Vishvasa Janena Antar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most exalted, omniscient, supreme personality of Godhead, and therefore he knew that Kalidas, in the core of his heart, had full faith in Vaishnavas. So Mahaprabhu is showing himself as a human being, but he's still the Supreme Lord. And although he doesn't let anyone take the water that washes his feet, he made an exception for Kalidas because he knew that Kalidas had great faith in Vaishnavas. It says previously that Kalidas had taken the remnants of all the devotees in Bengal. Seguna loya Prabhu tare tushta hoila anjara durlava prashad tahare korila. Because of this quality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu satisfied him with mercy not attainable by anyone else. Baisha Bahacha Pache Upara Dakina Dike Ek Nishinga Murti Achen Utite Mama Bhage. On the southern side, behind and above the 22 steps, is the deity of Lord Nrsingadev. It is on the left as one goes up the steps toward the temple. Pratidin Tare Prabhu Korana Namaskar Namaskori Eshlok Pare Barbar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his left side toward the deity, offered obeisances to Lord Nrsingadev. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his left side toward the deity, offered obeisances to Lord Nrsinga as he proceeded toward the temple. He recited the following verses again and again while offering obeisances. Namaste Nara Simhaya Pralada Lada Dayani. Namaste Narasimhaya Pralada Lada Dayine Hiranya Kashipur Vaksha Shila Taka Nakalaye. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, Lord Nrsingadev. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, Lord Nrsingadev. You are the giver of pleasure to Maharaj Prahlad, and your nails cut the chest of Hiranyakashipu like a chisel cutting stone. Ito Nrsinga parato Nrsingo yato yami tato Nrsinga bahir Nrsingo hridaye Nrsingo Nrsinga mahadim sharanam prapadye. Lord Nrsingadev is here, and he is also there on the opposite side. Wherever I go, there I see Lord Nrsingadev. He is outside and within my heart. Therefore I take shelter of Lord Nrsingadev, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tabe Prabhu Korila Jagannath Darshan Daryashe Madhyana Korila Bojan. Having offered obeisances to Lord Nrsingadev, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the temple of Lord Jagannath. Then he returned to his residence, finished his noon duties, and took his lunch. Bahir Dwariache Kalidas Pratyas Korea Govindare Tare Prabhu Kohena Janiya. Kalidas was standing outside the door, expecting the remnants of food from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Knowing this, Mahaprabhu gave an indication to Govinda. Mahaprabhu Ingita Govinda Sabjane Kalidaser Dila Prabhu Seshapatradane. Govinda understood all the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he immediately delivered the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's food to Kalidas. Vaishnavas Bakanera Etika Mahima Kalidase Bhaojaila Prabhu Kripa Sema. Taking the remnants of the food of Vaishnavas is so valuable that it is taking the remnants of the food of Vaishnavas is so valuable that it induced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to offer Kalidas his supreme mercy. Tate Vaishnavera Jutta Kal Chade Grinat Laja Jaha Hoite Paiba Nija Banchita Sabkaja. Therefore, giving up hatred and hesitation, try to eat the remnants of the food of Vaishnavas, for you will thus be able to achieve your desired goal of life. So what does it mean, giving up hatred and hesitation? Well, what this means here mentions the word of juta. Juta, let's see. So, juta refers to remnants of food, of Vaishnavas, in the translation. But juta is also a word that refers to food that has been eaten already. It's not normally if a plate has some food on it, but it's been eaten, nobody will touch that. They'll say, "Oh, it's juta. It's been eaten." The word juta also refers to shoes. So because shoes are considered very unclean, so therefore it says giving up all hatred, because normally if nobody will touch some food that's already been eaten. They'll say, "No, that's juta." But it says here, therefore, giving up hatred and hesitation, try to eat the remnants of the food of Vaishnavas, because it's not normal juta. It's been taken by the Vaishnavas. Therefore, if you take it, you will thus be able to achieve your desired goal of life. So it's very important to take the food left by Vaishnavas. In fact, sometimes they say that food left by the Lord, food that's offered to the deity is called Mahaprashad, but food taken by the spiritual master is called Mahaprashad. It's been eaten by him. Krishna-nama chishta hoy Mahaprashad nam bhakta sesha hoyle Maha Prashadakyan. The remnants of food offered to Lord Krishna are called Mahaprashad. After this same Mahaprashadam has been taken by a devotee, the remnants are elevated to Mahaprashadam. Bhakta para duliyara, bhakta para jal, bhakta bhukta avasesha, tin mahabal. The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee are three very powerful substances. The dust of the feet of a devotee, bhakta padaduli, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, bhakta padajal, and the remnants of food left by a devotee, bhakta bhukta vasesh, are three very powerful substances. The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee are three very powerful substances. Bhakta paraduliyara, bhakta parajal, bhakta bhukta avasesh ti mahabal. 18 Seva hoite Krishna prema hoy, puna puna sarva shastre, fukariya koi. By rendering service to these three, one attains the supreme goal of ecstatic love for Krishna. In all the revealed scriptures, this is broadly declared again and again. Tate bar bar kohi shuna bhaktagan, vishvasa koriya kora 18 sevan. Therefore, my dear devotees, please hear from me, for I insist again and again, please keep faith in these three and render service to them without hesitation. Teen hoite Krishna-nama primera ulas, Krishnera prashada tate sake Kalidas. From these three, one achieves the highest goal of life, ecstatic love of Krishna. This is the greatest mercy of Lord Krishna. The evidence is Kalidas himself. Nilachali Mahaprabhu rohi emate, Kalidas mahakripa koila alakite. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri, Nilachala, and he invisibly bestowed great mercy upon Kalidas. Sevatsara Sivananda Patni Loya Aila Puridas Chotaputre Sangete Anila. Can you close that door? Sevatsara Sivananda Patni Loya Aila Puridas Chotaputre Sangete Anila. That year, Sivananda Sena brought with him his wife and youngest son, Puridas. Putra Sange Loya Teho Aila Prabhu Stane Putrere Koraila Prabhu Charana Bandane. Taking his son, Sivananda Sena went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his residence. He made his son offer respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord. Krishna Koha Bole Prabhu Bolena Bar Bar Tabu Krishna-nama Balak Na Kore Uchar. Again and again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the boy to chant the name of Krishna, but the boy would not utter the holy name. So Mahaprabhu tells him, Krishna Koha, say the name of Krishna. But that boy, Puridas, won't say the Lord's name. Shivananda Balakere Bahujatna Korila Tabu se Bala Krishna-nama Nakohila. Although Sivananda Sena tried with much endeavor to get his boy to speak Krishna's holy name, the boy would not utter it. Because he's with Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's telling him, chant Krishna's name. The boy won't utter it, won't say the name. Prabhu kohe aminama jagate lao jailun. Stavare Parjanta Krishna-nama Kahailun. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I have induced the whole world to take to the holy name of Krishna. I have induced even the trees and immovable plants to chant the holy name. Even trees and plants, I've got them to chant the holy name. Ihare Narilun Krishna-nama Kahate Shunya Swarup Gosai Lagila Kohile. Ihara Narilun Krishna-nama Kohite Shunya Swarup Gosai Lagila Kohite. But I could not induce this boy to chant the holy name of Krishna. Hearing this, Swarup Damodar began to speak. Tumi Krishna-nama mantra koila upadeshe, mantra poya kara age na kore prakashe. My Lord, he said, you have given him initiation into the name of Krishna, but after receiving the mantra, he will not express it in front of everyone. Like, you can understand this. When the spiritual master gives one the holy name, he says, now listen to me. And then he says the Maha Mantra, and then he says, listen to me, do not repeat. So one hears the holy name from the spiritual master, but one does not say it. And that is what happens during initiation. So Swarup Damodar says, I see that the boy won't repeat the holy name because he considers you're giving him initiation into the chanting of the holy name, so he's not going to repeat it. Mani mani jape muke nakore agyan ihara manakata kore anuman. This boy chants the mantra within his mind but does not say it aloud. This is his initiation as far as I can guess. Ardin Kohem Prabhu Pada Puridas E shloka korite ho korila prakash. Another day when Mahaprabhu said to the boy, recite my dear Puridas, the boy composed the following verse and expressed it before everyone. Shravasho Kuvaloyam Akshnor Anjanam Uraso Mahendra Manidama Vrindavana Ramaninam Mandanam Akilam Harir Jayati. Lord Sri Krishna is just like a bluish lotus flower for the ears. He is ointment for the eyes, a necklace of Indranila gems for the chest, and universal ornaments for the gopis, for the gopi damsels of Vrindavan. Let that Lord Sri Hari Krishna be glorified. Sri Krishna is just like a bluish lotus flower for the ears. He is ointment for the eyes, a necklace of Indranila gems for the chest, and universal ornaments for the gopi damsels of Vrindavan. Let that Lord Sri Hari Krishna be glorified. Shatavatsare Sishu Nahi Adyayan Aiche Shlok Koriloker Chamatkara Man. Although the boy was only 7 years old and still had no education, he composed such a nice verse. Everyone was struck with wonder. Chaitanya Prabhu Re Kripara Mahima Brahmadi Deva Jaranahi Paisima. This is the glory of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy, which even the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, cannot estimate. Bhaktagan Prabhu Sange Rohe Charimase Prabhu Agya Dila Sabe Gela Goda Deshe. All the devotees remained with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continuously for 4 months during the Chaturmasya. Then the Lord ordered them back to Bengal, and therefore they returned. Tasavar Sange Prabhu Chila Bayagyan Taragele Puna Hoila Unmara Puran. As long as the devotees were in Nilachala, Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu maintained his external consciousness. But after their departure, his chief engagement was again the madness of ecstatic love for Krishna. Ratri Dine Sware Krishna Rupa Gandharas Sakad Anubhave Jena Krishna Upasparsha. Throughout the entire day and night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly relished Krishna's beauty, fragrance, and taste as if he were touching Krishna hand to hand. Ek din Prabhu Gela Jagannath Darshane Simadware Dala E Ashikorila Bandane. One day when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to visit the temple of Lord Jagannath, the gatekeeper at the Simadwar approached him and offered respectful obeisances. So tomorrow I'll continue with this reading. Now we'll sing Hari Haraya. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Man Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Dharanana Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raghunath Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jao Ete Vijnana Shabhishta Puran Echai Gosai Jar Muri Karadan Kastavar Padaninu Mora Panchagram Hare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Tilak Nirya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Shila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Shri Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premasigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Vishwavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bhima Avadup Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokal Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopika Pradhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Shripad Bhakti Raman Madhav Maharaj Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavanjana Maharaj Ki Jai.